that you told. Next, we will explore the new topic, data visualization, and we will also take a look at why data visualization is important, what exactly data visualization is all about. Okay, what is the importance of the data visualization? All the things we'll take a look at it in today's session. Also, we will start explore the different visuals that are part of our Power BI desktop. And this topic is pretty simple topic, and you guys must have already used different charts. We call charts as visuals in Power BI, and as part of Excel, right? And especially those of you work as a project lead or team lead, managers, you'll be using Excel like anything, right? You'll be using charts, everything. For you also, it will be very much beneficial, and especially by learning this data visualization part, you can take your org data and then you can start creating the visually appealing visuals, and then you can extract the insights. You can probably add value to your current job also. So what is data visualization? In simple term, to say it in one liner, it is about presenting data in visuals like bar chart, column chart, and donut chart, bubble chart. Okay, and yeah, so the next thing is why data visualization is important. What is the necessity of visualizing the data in charts? Visualizing the data using charts and other visuals allow us to see patterns, understand trends, identifying anomalies, and also it helps the understanding your customer purchase behavior in an interesting way. Not only we can use data visualization in retail, you can use it in across the industries, right? The end of the day, the visualizations are very much helpful to gain an insight in a matter of jiffy, in some cases seconds. Even though the volume of the data is very huge, gaining the insight with the usual is pretty fast. So we all know that a human brain, our brain process visuals much faster than any complex tabular forms or reports, and human brain is not capable enough to understand the insights with a large amount of data or text at once. When you go through your Excel data, if you scroll down, it will take a lot of time and also huge volume of data. You cannot draw any conclusion by going through the data pages and pages. In that kind of situation, with this visual, you should be able to gain the insights in a pretty fast manner. The visualizing the data using charts or visuals allows the decision makers to see patterns and understand trends. So what do you mean patterns? The simple thing is, this is the one, right? So just let's say here we have 5 million records are there. So 5 million records are there. With this simple report, we can quickly get an insight by saying that on Saturday, Sunday, we can see the sales, more sales. And from starting from Tuesday, the sales is falling down in my retail shop. This is probably this whatever the visual, whatever the thing that we are seeing it here is for the last 6 months. So needless to say, the volume of the data are 6 months when it comes to large enterprises, and especially the e-commerce. The volume of the data is very, very huge. Even every 1 hour, 1 million transactions are happening. Per day itself, 24 by 7, they are operating it. Millions and millions of records are there. And 6 month data, you wanted to see a trend, in a weekday, Monday through Sunday, what is the the trend sales pattern, right? We can, with this you can easily make out Saturday and Sunday weekends the customers are purchasing more, because weekdays they are obviously very busy. With that we are able to understand this is a common trend. But with this visual, though the volume of the data is very high, we can gain a quick insight about this. And also, when you look at the this chart, you can see that the price is one of the factors which drives more business, right? That drives the customer's decision in order to make purchases. And supposing you want to see the last time, let's say you last time you made a purchase on Amazon, and the as a Amazon a data analyst, We want to understand what was the biggest factor in the customer decisions in order to making the purchases. The biggest factor here is price. With this, quickly you can make a decision. So, so when that by looking at this, okay, price is the number one factor, and the next one, number of ratings or reviews. Based on the reviews given by multiple customers, the customers are buying. This is on a second factor. And third factor, if you see, right, the higher the factor which has the bigger one, right, the bigger size of or the taller size of the rectangle is convenience of shopping. For example, Prime, right, Amazon Prime, you can the free shipment is there, and also they do it one day delivery and all. So one day delivery, and delivery is faster, and the without charging any shipping cost, right? Obviously, you need to pay subscribe for the Prime. You have to pay for that, but still, the convenience is very good. One day shipment and all is available, and the number of ratings are very high for a specific product. Obviously, the price is much cheaper. Okay? So with this, we can understand quickly about our customer mindset. With the simple visuals, we should be able to understand the customer's pulse. Next, we will take a look at the different types of charts: the line chart, an area chart, and bar and column chart, clustered column chart, table visual, matrix visual, and so on. We will see how much I can cover it in today's session. Whatever the best I can cover it, I will cover it in today's session. The line chart, we'll start with understanding the line chart. What is a line chart? Line chart is a series of data points. Here one point, here one point, here point. When you plot the data in a chart, you will find dots. So these data points are connected by straight lines. That is what your line chart. The line chart can have one or many lines in it. So, right. So in this case, we can see that each line corresponds to different categories. This one may be your technology category. This is your apparels, or this is your furniture. And each category, what is the trend? With the line chart, we can understand the trend. If you want to know the trend, or if you want to track changes over short and long periods of time, you can go for line chart. It is series of data points connected by straight lines. It will have one or more lines. Now the question is when to use line chart. I already gave you the clue to compare trends over time. 2011, in these three categories, what is the sales performance? In 2012, we could see that there is a dip in furniture sales, and then it is post 2012 we can see a steady increase in sales. And when it comes to technology, there is a dip in 2013, again it is going up. Net in 2013, we can see all these categories are in the upward trend. Only in 2013, we found there is a dip in technology, and in the furniture and other two categories, except technology, other two categories, there was a decline in revenue by 2012. And when it comes to technology, only one time, 2013, we found a dip here. Okay, that is what you can understand. In this case, a line chart, you can compare trends over time by plotting more than one lines. Okay, so the line charts are the best fit when you compare trends over time to see increase or decrease in your followers on social networks. Those kind of scenarios you can use it. When not to use line chart? Okay, when you have more data series, okay, multiple categories if you have it, right? So in that case, it will be cluttered and it's difficult to make sense out of this visual. Hence, if you have multiple categories in your categorical view, don't go for this. Usually in the case of line chart, in the x-axis we use time series, like year, month, quarter, something like that. But here, if you use multiple series, this is what series, okay? Multiple lines, if you use it, it'll be like cluttered one, difficult to understand the pattern from that. Okay, in that kind of situation, don't go for line chart. And we have something else called area chart. Area chart and line chart are more or less similar. The only difference is the area between the x-axis and the line. This one, I'm talking about this one, and this line and the x-axis filled with color. That's it. But with the area chart, the trends are reduced at a glance. Okay, you can understand where it starts and where it goes down, right? And you can comparing other categories using area chart is far better. And here, even area chart, we use it to understand the trend or to track changes over a period of time. Anything with a trend, you can go for either line chart or area chart. And the next one is the stacked area chart. Stacked area chart, probably I will discuss a little later. After I cover the stacked column chart or bar chart, you will be able to understand that in a pretty simple way. And the next one is the bar and column chart. What is bar and column chart? I hope all of you must be familiar with this chart. This is a very commonly used chart. The bar and column charts are commonly used when to visualize the data. You see, both of these visuals are having rectangular bars in it. Here, the size of the bar is proportional to the data values. For example, here we have three categories in each year. We can see the rectangles got displayed side by side. To compare the categories side by side, then you can go for column chart. Okay, and this is your column chart. This is your bar chart. If you want to for example, if your values, whatever the columns that you plot it in your x-axis, if that has the category or text value or too large one, and it will get cluttered here. There will be overlap here. For example, appliances, home appliances, and technology. Home appliance is a bigger name, and along with that, if you put technology here, these two will get the text will get overlapped. In that kind of situation, you can go for bar chart. Okay, and either bar or column, whatever the chart that you use it is used for comparing data values across categories. For example, here appliances of these three categories in 2011, which category we fared well? Of these three categories, which category fared well? So look here, there is an interesting pattern here. Appliances, but in 2012 technology, but in 2013 again the appliance is going up, and there is surprising thing here. Furniture is compared to last 2 years, we don't see any improvement in sales. It is kind of there is no improvement here, but whereas here it's kind of a stationary thing, but here it is going up. Okay, and this is just horizontal, displaying the column chart in horizontal is called your bar chart. See, the bar chart is horizontal, whereas this one is your vertical one. So, in the case of x-axis dimension, what is the dimension? In this case, the dimension is the year. Instead of year, you have something like category, something like that. So, the x-axis dimension is category, not a date. And if the category names are too long, better you can go for bar chart. But what is the difference between line chart and bar chart? Line chart is helpful to compare the trends over a period of time. Whereas when it comes to bar and column chart, you can compare the categories side by side. Okay, and this is what I mentioned, a line and bar chart. Bar graphs are meant for categories. It works best for comparing data values across categories, whereas a line chart is for time. It works best for time series data if you want to understand the change in data. This is the example I mentioned it. Whether the sale is going up or down when it comes to for Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. So the number of followers are going up or down. We can see the trend, right? With anything like a trend, line chart and bar chart is meant for categories. If you want to compare the categories side by side, then you can go for this. Next, this is so here I just show you in Power BI desktop. What happened to Power BI desktop? I launched it long back. Okay, it's open. Good. So here on this visuals section, you see the first row. You can find six visuals here. You know, the each pair falls under different category. I just grouped each pair. This so overall six visuals are there. I have categorized these six visuals into three different groups, and each group you have bar and column chart. The first pair is your stacked bar chart. If you see here, this is stacked bar chart, stacked column chart. One second. This is your stacked column chart and stacked bar chart. So hence I grouped this one under stacked, and next one is clustered. Even in the case of clustered, you have bar, clustered bar chart, clustered column chart, and here 100% stacked bar chart, 100% column chart. Okay, but in each group, you know, these two are common. Okay, be it a stacked bar chart or column clustered column chart, the chart display data using rectangular bars only. Okay, the length of the bar is proportional to the data value. That's what I have discussed a while back. In the case of stacked chart, be it a bar or column, right, the rectangles are stacked one over the other. I'll just show you with an example here. Instead of loading the data one after other, better let me open the Power BI desktop wherein I loaded the data already. It's showing earlier version. Okay, let it be there. Okay, so now we have two tables are there. One is dimension date and date dimension. Other one is the sales table. And here, what I do is I just click on the plus sign to create a new page. And look here, this is this stacked column chart. Okay, look here. What I do is I just go to my sales table, and here I just pull the I just drop the category column from this one, and here I just put this quantity here. But this one looks similar to the cluster column chart. Then why it is appearing here as a stacked column chart? So in this case, the moment when I dropped these two columns, category as well as quantity, you can see that on the right side here in the x-axis, I have plotted the category, and the y-axis I plotted the quantity. Okay, here, and we have something else called legend here. So what I do is I just drag and drop another column segment in the legend. Now my clustered column chart become a stacked bar chart. In stacked bar chart, okay, what I do is I just copy paste this. I just did Control C and Control V. Copy paste, you know, right? How to copy. I just selected this. I just copy, or else you can right click on it, copy visual. Okay, so now by selecting the visual, now this visual got selected because here we can see that it got highlighted, right? This with this you can understand which visual currently we have selected. Okay, and this one is selected. Now I just go on the right side, right beneath the visualizations. If you want to change this chart to different type of chart, here I'm going to click on stack the bar chart. So both of them are stacked charts, but this is a stacked bar chart, this is a stacked column chart. That's it. Okay. Here, in the case of stacked bar chart, where's a bar or column chart, the chart display data using rectangle bars, Okay, but in this case, what happened? Each rectangle is stacked one over the other. I just copy paste this one here. Control C, Control V. I did it, and I just minimize the size of this one. I just select these two things, and then I will. Okay, it's not getting fine. This one I'm going to minimize it so that we will have more space here. It will be kind of zoomed in kind of thing. And here I just select the column, clustered column chart. So this is even in this case, we have two types. One second. We have the clustered bar chart. I just go and select the theme here. I just select high contrast. Not this one. Let me just go and select something else. Not front tire. Even this one. Okay, I just go by the high contrast. Let it be there. Okay, this one is okay. This is the theme that I selected. Any of we'll discuss about the theme later. And the top two are related to stacked bar chart, and bottom two are related to your um, clustered column chart. But within the stacked, you have the column chart and bar chart. Within the clustered chart, you have the column as well as the bar chart. But the difference between this pair and this pair is, in the case of stacked bar chart, we use stacked bar chart to compare the part to the whole, each part to the whole. Okay, what is the contribution compared to other, right? So what is the contribution of office supplies out of the whole, part to whole comparison. If you want to do it, then you can go for stacked bar chart. Okay, and the next one is the column chart. In the case of column chart, also you have two types, the bar as well as the clustered column chart. Okay, here if you want to compare the categories side by side, then you can go for this one. Okay, this is basically the bar chart is basically for if you the text values in your categories are a lengthy one, then you can go for bar chart. Okay, so otherwise not much difference. Got it? So, but here you have noticed the moment when you just dragged and dropped the two fields. One is the text field, the category, another one is the quantity. It was displaying something like this column chart. But when you dropped another column in a legend, it became a stacked bar chart. The difference is pretty simple. In the case of stacked bar chart, we compare part to whole, whereas here, if you want to compare the categories side by side, then you can go for clustered column chart. And the next one is we have something else called the next pair is 100% stacked chart. 100% stacked chart also you have something called column and bar chart. I just create another page, and then yeah, one is enough. And here I'm going to use the same thing here for the sake of comparison. If you see the bar, right, all the rectangle size are same here when it comes to this one. But this is stacked bar chart. As I told you, you need to drop another column in the legend. And in this case, the segment has less number of categories. For the sake of simplicity, I'm going to use this segment column here. And then I right click on it, copy visual, and then I right click on it and I do control V here. I just simply move this. I just click on, by selecting this, I just go here and click on this one. And if you see, what is the difference between this, this is also stacked bar chart. Whereas here also we have the stacked bar chart, but there is some slight difference here. But in general, whether it is 100% stacked bar chart or the plain vanilla stacked bar chart, it show the part to whole proportions. Okay, in the case of 100% stacked chart, why all the rectangles are having the same size, right? But here, if you see, this one is taller and this one is lesser taller than this one, and this one compared to other two, this is a lesser one, right? Smaller size. Same thing, we displayed in horizontal, but there is a difference here, variation here. But here everything is all of them on the same thing. The reason is, when it comes to 100% stacked column chart or bar chart, what happens is, even here also we compare the part to whole. But if you see here, see, when I hover the cursor, what do you mean by hover the cursor? When I keep the cursor on top of the different part of the rectangle, right? This first rectangle, the different portions, if I keep it, you can see the black rectangle displayed here. That is called your tooltip. So you can see that category, office supply, segment, corporate, quantity 13277. But next to 13277, you can see the 29.29 percentage and 29.8 percent, 31.24%. See the difference between 100%, this pair and this pair is, both of them are stacked, but this is 100%. So what happens? It instead of considering the values as it is, it converts the values as percentage. Okay, out of the 100%, how much percentage is the the consumer, and then corporate. And look here, 52 plus 30, almost 82, and plus 18, right? So 90, 100. Instead of displaying, consider the values as it is, it converts the values in terms of percentages. So each group, each segment, how much percentage out of the 100, how much percentage it contributes the revenue or part to the whole. Here also we do the part to the whole comparison, but here instead of considering value, it considers as a percentage. That is the difference between these two pair and these two pair. Okay, and this one is pretty straightforward. Here you are comparing the categories side by side. Here we are not going to do, these charts are not helpful in comparing part to whole relationship. And the next one is the and other, yeah. So when to use stacked versus cluster chart? Stacked chart used to show the ratio between a total and its parts. That kind of situation you can go for stacked chart, and cluster charts allow all data points to be compared. The interview, they'll ask you this one, what visuals that you used it, and why you have used a stacked chart, and what is the difference between clustered chart and stacked bar chart. They'll ask you what is 100% stacked chart and what is the plain vanilla stacked bar chart. There is nothing called, well, plain vanilla. We guys use the term, that means it's a plain thing. Okay. The next one is the combo chart. As the name suggests, it has a combination of charts in it. The one is the column chart, other one is line chart. The combination of column and line chart is nothing but your combo chart. If you want to, if you want to have your values, right, columns share the same x-axis, in that kind of situation, you can go for combo charts. When you have a line chart and a column chart with the same x-axis, that kind of situation, you can go for combo charts. To compare multiple ranges with different measures, you can go for combo charts. See, this combination charts, okay, are used across industries because of its power to represent multivariate insights. I will show you a demo here so that you'll be able to understand the power of using combination chart. But even in the case of combo chart, you have some line and stack and line and clustered column chart. Okay. And here what I do is I just select line and clustered column chart. I here I just do the same thing here, but in this case I just go ahead and select the quarter from this one. Okay, here I did not create any relationship between these two tables. Okay, these two are different completely. Okay, I will do one thing. Let me do quickly check the date data type is in the proper format or not. The order date. I need to check it in this table. I can see some kind of error. Okay, and I'm going to remove the change type. And here, okay, we don't have the row ID column. Okay, use row address. Okay, row ID is there, fine. But in the order date, the same issue is there. It requires little bit cleaning. Bear with me, it will not take much time. What I do is I thought it has the pre-processed data in it. That's why I use this file. And here I just use this one with forward slash. I just click on. Okay, we are done with this. And next I just go here and using locale. Here I just go and select date data type, and then here United States, English United States. Okay, we are done. I just close and apply this. Next one is I just switch to this data view. I just click on the data view. This is your data view. This is where we can see the data here. And what I do is I'm not okay with this date dimension. This is meant for something else. I just leave it as it is. Okay, I'm not going to disturb anything here. Now what I do is I'm going to create another date table. And here for this, look here, I am in the data view now. And here you can see something on new table. I just select the new table. Date table I'm going to create. So you might be asking, why do we need to have a date table? Yes, we have to have the separate date table. This is what I discussed as part of the data modeling session. You can watch my that video. I have a DAX function called calendar. Here start date, end date. What I do is smartly I use min of sales W04 order date. I just select this one. This is the starting date because minimum order date will give you in this business. In this case, it gives us the first order generated in my company. Okay, and maximum order date. This is the one will give you the recent order that you generated it. Okay, so that you will get the start date and date dynamically here instead of specifying the date, month, year directly here. That is not the best practice. You can use something like this minimum maximum so that it will be dynamic. We don't have to make changes every now and then to this one. That is what dynamic. Okay, now what I do is it displays the, it created a date column. So, this dim date table. Just now, look here on the right side, the dim date table got created, right? And here it produced the date column here. So in this date column, if you see here, the starting from the very first order which we received it, 1/1/2011, till the maximum, the recent order, dates got generated sequentially. This is one of the rule of them. The date column, you're not supposed to have the missing values. Even though you don't have sales on a specific dates, you're not supposed to have gap here. And then it should not have duplicate values. It will be stored sequentially, and there should not be any gap. And look here, what I do is I just select, double click on the date column, and you can see that the, something in the, now the menu got changed. Here the date column name here it displays. Just beneath this you can see the date time. I just come as a date. Time is not required in this case, hence I'm going to use only the date. Okay, don't display the date, display only the date alone. Okay, fine. Next what I do is I just click on the new column. I quickly create year and month, the basic columns that are required in a year. Or there is a year function which is already available here. Here this date you need to select dim date of date. Just now we created this table, first column, right? This dim date table created the first column date. This is the one you need to use it. Okay, it will extract the year from this column. Look here, it extracted only the year. And why only year? Because if I want to compare year on year sales performance, year month, I just extract only the month from the first column date. So what I do is month function. There is a built-in function called month that is available. Where all I need to just type date, and if you scroll down here, dim date column, I just selected it. So extract only the date from this one, 1, 2, 3, something like that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and the next I create another column called quarter. There is a quarter function that is available readily. Okay, so now this is quarter. Yeah, it extracts, and if you select this, you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, only 4 quarters, fine. And if you select here, you can see 12 months, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. It extracted year from this one, month and quarter separately, good. And I just go to the data model view. This is called your model view. The model view, just now I created this table, the dim date. What I do is here I just link the date column with my order date. And if I select the date in this table, order date, if I scroll down here, the data type is date, and you need to just cross verify this here. Okay, even though you create a relationship, the format should be same. Okay, and if I select this one here, here, yes, long date, everything is fine. Good, we create the relationship here. The next one is I just come here and I just simply expand this one. I just go and put the quarter here. Okay, and then the next thing is date. I just okay, each quarter how many units we sold and what is the profit we got it. Okay, so in that case, if I scroll down on the right side here, we have x-axis. We have a field by the name of x-axis, and column y-axis, and line y-axis is available. These fields like x-axis, column, y-axis, line, y-axis, column, right? So these fields are varying from one type of chart to another type of chart. For example, when you select this, you will not find column y-axis. This is very specific to the combo chart. Okay. Next, what I do is in the line y-axis, I just drag and drop the profit here. You can see that the line chart got embedded on top of the column chart. So we have a combination of line chart as well as the column chart. And if you hover the cursor here, you can see that in quarter three, what is the profit? And quarter four, what is the profit, right? So you can see it here. In each quarter, what is the profit, you can see it. And here you can see it. See here, sales column requires some kind of data cleaning. Hence, I use the quantity here. If you see here, in quarter one, how many units sold? Instead of quarter, the units sold quantity, if you plot the sales here, what is sales in quarter one and what is the profit for each quarter? Sales and profit, you can compare it here itself. Okay, in this case, so now you understood what is combi chart. Combi chart is a combination of these two. And importantly, guys, if you look at the second one here, right, in the build visual, and just beneath the visualization, for this visual, right, you can see the format your visual. This format is available for all the visuals. Now I'm going to do little bit formatting here. The same thing, you can do it for other visuals also. I just click on this format your visual, and here what I do is I just go and check the title here. Title is on here, quantity and profit by quarter. But here the background color is, the title is not so visible. And first thing what I do is I just go and change the font style. Look here, the font. Instead of 9, I just increase the font size. Now it is little bit bigger, and the but still the title is not much visible. I just select the background color as black and the text color as white. The font color, right, is white, and the font style, instead of this one, I just go and use something called din, and still I just go and increase the font size. And if you want the title to be the middle one, horizontal alignment center, if you click on it, you can see that quantity and profit. And then if you want a border, you just go here, and instead of searching here the border, title, legend, right, you just type it here. So the border, visual border is off here. I just toggle this to on, and if you see here, it is good. Okay, and if I go here one more time, and if I see, type the thing here, the border, and visual border already we have toggled it to on. And the background color also you can change it, here black or whatever you want it. Rounded corners, and here I just slightly move this, and see here the rounded corners. Okay, just for from the aesthetic point of view, I just doing this one border. If you do it little bit here, it'll be more rounded. Look here, rounded. Okay. Similarly, you can do it for other visuals with this one. Okay, and here you have legend here. Okay, and legend also. You want to increase the font size, everything you can do it here. And you just type it. Go to the format pane and search. You just type the legend or whatever the thing. See, the legend and all you are quite familiar, right? So you just type whatever. And if you don't find anything, you can leave it. Okay. And just beneath the legend, you can see that options top left. You want to display it here, or top right. You want to display it on the top right, and you want to increase the font size. You can increase it. Okay, you can increase the font size, and font type also. You can change it. And you can also give the name for the x-axis and y-axis here. Your x-axis on, already on. And if you expand this one, you can see the values here. And the x-axis also, the quarter one, quarter two, you can increase the font size. Color is, let's say, I'm going to say black here. Okay, and then max area height, you can see concatenate labels. We don't have to do too much of thing here. And the next one is, that's all, we are done with this. This is where combo chart, combination chart, it's a mix of both the line as well as, so in this case, this line chart as well as the column chart share the common x-axis. Okay, when should I use? When you have a line chart and column chart with the same axis, then you can go for this one. to compare multiple ranges with different measures. The one measure is unit sold, other measure is profitability. If you want to compare the multiple ranges with different measures, that kind of situation also you can go for combo charts. And the next one is the scatter plots, scatter plot and bubble chart. Okay, when should I use scatter plot and bubble chart? To show or to find out the relationship between two numerical variables, then you can go for scatter plot. Okay, with scatter plot, you can find out the outliers, and with the help of scatter plots, you can understand the correlation, the relationship between the two numeric variables you can understand, and also you can categorization in two sets of data. If you want to do some categorization, you can do it with scatter plot, and you can do it with this. Okay, what we will do is I just show you one demo here. Scatter plot has a lot of interesting formatting options are available. I just this is what your scatter plot. Look here, this scatter chart. Scatter chart is meant for comparing two numeric variables. Remember this. And here I just okay, in the x-axis I just go and select the quarter or some, or instead of quarter I just want to use the year. I select year, and then I just okay, the sales is required because with sales we can plot it well here. It requires a little bit cleaning here. Already I explained you about this dollar. Because of the dollar, entire column got uh, converted as a text data type. Look here. The next step is I just replace the NA by. So here it is pretty simple because the volume of the data is not so high, and also I know the data some extent, but real time scenario when the volume of data is very very high, right? So fixing the data related issues itself take a hell lot of time. Okay, anyhow, I just close this one, apply this. Now, if you see next to the sales column, the sigma should display here, which means it is a numeric variable. Okay, and this is another way of checking. In my given data set, are the numeric variables are assigned with the numeric data type? Yes. But in this case, it was not there. Now, the sigma is there. With that, we are able to understand this is a numeric data type. I just drag and drop it here, sales. Okay, here, okay, where did I put this x-axis sales? Okay. Date here, it shows 2 million, okay, 2 m, and no, no, no. So here, okay, what I do is I just drag and drop the profit in the y-axis. Okay, fine, right. In the y-axis profit and x-axis sales, okay. And what I do here is we have another option here. Legend, what I do is I just go and select the region. You can see the region here, right? Each color refers to specific region. So this one is North Asia, and this one is related to North. Okay, next what I do is in the size, we have size field, and here I just drag and drop the sales here, and you can see the chart, the bubble size of, increase like anything. And also you can specify the size, you can change the size of it. Go to the format here, and here you can specify this one. What is that? The size or something like that. The size, right? And we don't do the, yeah, x-axis values, and 0 pixel, and here -1. We can reduce this size. Okay, if you think this is too much, you can reduce it your shape. Okay, so now we are done with this. Next, what I do is I just select this visual once again, and here we are done anything enough. And the next step is I just go here and okay, here I use the year, right? So that's the problem here. X-axis, Y-axis, add data fields here, and I just put the category here. Let us see what happens. Okay. And next one is there's something called play axis. I just put the year column here. I just dragged and dropped this one under play axis. In this field, I put this one. See, in the scatter plot, a lot of options are available. Okay, the next one is if you see here, there is a play button is available here. I just increase the size of it. So with this, what we can understand is in 2011, if you keep the cursor over here, right? So if you hover the cursor, the sales is this much and profit is this. And for 2014, okay, what are the sales? And here 2014, and if you see here, all 2014. So why it is showing 14 here? Okay, because currently we are in 2014, right? Look here, when I hit this button here, play button, it plays the animation here. Year wise. For example, 2012, if I pass it here, 2012, what is the sales? And here, if you see here, 2012 sales here, and here the profit is there. And with this, what we can understand is these two variables, the sales in the x-axis and in the y-axis profit, these two are quantitative variable, and these two variables are correlated. As the sales increases, the profit is also going up. Obviously, but there are cases your sales is more, but you are not able to get the good margin, right? So even your margin could be like a wafer thin. Sometimes, though the sales is more, you are selling at the negative margin with negative margin, right? It should not be like that. So for that, we are going to do the comparison. We are going to find out usually the scatter plot is not specific to Power BI. Scatter plot is available in almost all the statistical software. We use the scatter plot to compare the relationship between or the correlation between the two numeric variables. Okay, I just play it one more time. So I look at 2013. I just pass it here. In 2013, we can see that there is an outlier, which means compared to other data, this value is far away from this. So if you keep the cursor over here, if you hover the cursor here, the tooltip is displayed here. Then the tooltip, we can see category, region, sales. The test is something like North region. Okay. And I just renamed it. Okay. For testing purpose. Okay. The region is North. In the North region, the sales is high and the profit is also more. And what we will do is, okay, we are able to do animation, we are able to do everything. In addition to that, next to the format, you can do formatting also, font size, everything, title, everything. That now you understood. I just go to the analysis. Apart from these two, there is something else called analysis icon is available for scatter chart. Only for few visual, this one will get enabled. Now I just select this one, and then if I go down here, average line, here what I do is I just expanded the average line under this the analysis thing, and I just click on the add line. Here what I do is I just select the series. Okay, the art lines, this one, sales, and I'm going to add one more line. This is average line 2. Now I just select profit. For this average line 1, profit. So this is the y-axis, right? The profit. The mean for profit is here, the average, and for the sales, this is the average sales and average profit. So it intersects somewhere here. Now with this, you can do further analysis. Like what kind of analysis? So all these thing, right? In 2012 and 13, 14, we can see that All these categories like office supplies and technology, and what else we have, furniture, technology, furniture, and office supplies. All these categories, the sale is up, the profitability is also up. But for this specific thing, right, the Southeast Asia, the sales is very good. See, if you compare this one, 1 lakh 24, if you compare 1 lakh 31 here, 1 lakh 23, and 1 lakh 24, and yeah, this one, right, the sales is below average, but the profit is, mm, okay, profit it shows more, right? But here we can see the negative profit. Okay, but because look here, right? Yeah, so you need to go by this one. Sorry, this is the one, right? This is the one is your median for your profit, and this is the one is average for your sales. Okay, the average, below average, the sales. This is the sorry. This is the sales, right? Yeah, sales is this one, right? Sales is above average when it comes to Southeast Asia, but profit is not up to the mark. We could see a negative margin. 2000, and if you see here 79,000 only, which one, furniture in the EMEA, the sales is 79,000 but profit is 3,572, whereas here, though we made more sales compared to this EMEA region, the profit is not good. It's very interesting insight. And if you see here on the right side here, okay, and the sales is below average. Sales is below average. The profitability also below average. And if you see here, the sales is, so anything on in the left side of this one, right? That is your less than average. The profit is less than average. And if you see here, this one, anything above this line is above average sales. The sales is above average, and profit is above. Sorry, this one is profit. Yeah, I'm getting confused with this one. Okay, this is your sales, and anything above this one, above average sales. Anything above this line is your average profit. Above average profit. So you can see that 17,000, whereas here 1,765. Got it? And with animation, all the things you can do it with scatter plot. With this, what we can understand, what insight we are getting it. The there are some region though the sales is high, especially Southeast Asia, right? The sales is high, the profitability is less. This needs more attention. We need to take a deep dive in understanding this region. So it requires another report to check why the negative margin here, right? So this way you can perform extensive analysis with this kind of visuals. Now we understood how important visualizing the data, isn't it? And also using different charts, how it enables you to find out or spot the problems. And the scatter plots, the bubble charts. So these are your bubble chart only. Okay, if you when you increase the size, the size of this circle is proportional to the value in your data set. Higher the sales, this one is the 2,67,000. Look here 1 lakh 23. But if you see the smaller one, 18,000. The size is proportional to the value that are stored, in this sales column. Next one is table visual. Okay, this is the insight. As the sale increases, the profit also increases compared to all the things. But there are some exceptional cases. But with this average line or median line, we are able to find out, where we are not performing, which all regions and which all categories and segments we are underperforming, in the sense below average sales, below our average profit. Next one is the table visual. Table visual is just a normal grid, containing related data in your rows and columns. Right. So in the case of table visual, it's kind of your Excel kind of thing. Okay. Or in the RDBMS table, how you store the data. Same way you can have the data displayed in rows and columns. In the case of table visual, it can have headers, and only rows. Okay, it can have headers and only rows. Okay, now we will take a look at how to create the table. Is a very simple one, but the table visual is very much helpful to do the debugging or testing purpose. I just clicked on the table visual, which is available just beneath this visualization, and it got dragged on this report canvas, the table visual. Initially, it has a blank value in it. I just drag and drop some columns here. For example, category and market. I just say units sold and sales. This is my table visual. Market has a lot of categories in it. We'll start with the simple one. Okay, fine. This is my table visual. Good. Units sold and sales, everything is this is enough. Now we can go to the formatting. In formatting, you have a lot of options. Look here in the visual style presets. You can select alternating rows. We'll display something and you have something else called contrast alternating rows. If you want, you can have it like this, and then you can increase the font size. Instead of searching it here, the best thing what you do is just go to the search here and type font, and here you can find the font global font size. You can increase the font size for everything. Supposing you want to increase the font size only for these values, then you have something like this. You have global as well as the specific thing, right? You have the font size available. And here, once you are done with this, you need to make sure you are clicking on the cross one so that all the other options will be displayed. And grid, horizontal grid, by default it is on. And fine, you can increase the width and everything. You just play around with this. Okay, column headers, I just want to increase the font size. Okay, and here I just use the den font size and font style, and then font size I'm going to increase it. Okay, fine. Next, we will see what other options are available. Auto size width, everything is available. Okay, good. Column headers and values. If you see values here, you can give different colors here, background color, alternate color, everything you can give it here. And here's something called bars. When you go to this one, you can see the properties here. These are all simple properties. The usual visual only you can find a lot of options here. Specific column. Specific column alone if you want to make some settings. For example, a category column alone if you want to do something like apply to total, something like that. Okay, apply settings to. But in this case, we did not do any settings here. In cell elements, yes, this is what I was searching for it. We have category and icons and but in this version we don't see the bars here, data bars. Every once in 2 months they introduce new features. The challenge is, right, they change the this thing and all. They change the name of the properties and all. Okay, here we will explore this one now. You have something called cell elements. In the cell elements, I have just selected category, but instead of selecting category, I just select the sales here. Okay, and here, yeah, data bars is available here. Okay, for sales, because category is a text data type. There is no point in displaying the data bars. The sales is a quantitative variable. It is available under cell elements. The which one, the data bars. Okay, I just toggle this on. Look here in the sales column. the data bars are displaying, right? So with this, we can quickly identify and where we made more sales. The taller the bar, right? It tells us quickly, hey, in technology we made more sales compared to other. The next top selling one is this one, the furniture technology and the furniture. We are doing really good job, and office supplies not so good. Okay, what alternating? Yeah, contrast only. You can use it now, or it depends, right? This one also they will inform you, customer. Okay, whether you want to use this one condensed. If you want to use a condensed, this one will be very compact one, and you have something called flashy rose. Okay, and no one prefers this one, and depends on the customer. We cannot say. So data bars, okay, and in the cell elements you will find this option. Okay, sales, and then you have other options. Okay, and background color. Look here, I just enable this on. Okay, so background color by default it enables something here. Okay, and here you have something like FX. FX is something like your formula, business rule. You can specify it based on some condition. You display different format colors, background color. Okay, here the default one is the gradient. It by default it determines, it uses some colors based on some range of values. Okay, I'm not able to move this on the right side. Let me do one thing. Okay, here the lowest value. This color represents the lowest value. Look here, and the next one is the highest values. This color. Okay, the but this is not quite impressive. Highest supposed to be in green color. Okay, and the next and lowest supposed to be red color. If you don't see the color here, click on more colors. Look here, the red color somewhere here, right? You just double click on it. That's it, and then come back and click somewhere on the empty space here. This one, the color palette will go away, and when you click OK here, you can see that the red color is low. And where is the green color? The green color is this one, right? Since we have used the combination of both data bar as well as the background color, it is a bit cluttered here. You can resize it, the columns also by by extending like this, so that it will be more visible. Okay, and now it is pretty clear, right? So the color, background color green, and this one, yeah, we can also change the colors for data bars, everything. And in the case of background color, cell elements, and here what we do is background color is on. I just change the color here. So what I do is I just go and select the field value here. And here, not the field value, rules. Sorry, the rules. Here the sum, use the sum function. Okay, here we can specify if condition, else condition. Okay, we can specify three different conditions so that the red, amber, green color can be seen here. Here what I do is, instead of using the default one was the gradient format style. That's what we have seen it, right? Now what I do is I just go and define some rule here. And here I just say anything, starting from 0 to here. It is not, sales is not a percent. It is in terms of number. The sales value is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 500. Make it red color. and I just click on it. Okay, and the next one is you can add a new rule also here. Now I'm going to say anything more than, right? So not equal, anything greater than 500 and less than or equal to 1000. Okay, it is in, but it's not okay. Number, it should be number. You can use it for percent also. And in this case, I just select some color, amber color or something like that. Use amber color. Where is my pen? And then I'm going to add one more rule. Here, anything above 1000, greater than 1000, then up to 5000, I just say. I just define it as a green color. Okay, now everything is fine. In case of any problem, for example, instead of number, had I selected percent mistakenly, you can see this one, right? Some error or warning kind of thing. If something, right? And also the OK button will not get enabled. So it requires some kind of fix. In that kind of situation, you need to check it where you made a mistake. Oh, this is the mistake, and make it a number. Now you see that warning has went off and the OK button got enabled. When I click on it, let's see what happens here. Nothing is happening, unfortunately. Okay, what is the problem here? I just select it here and I just go back here. Mm, the cell elements here, the background color is on, and here, okay, there is a problem with this one. See, less than 500, nothing is there, right? So here I just say the range, anything less than 5000, anything greater than 5000, anything greater than, mm, let's say, so can we see more values? Yes, we can see a lot of big values, right? So 10,000 and anything above 10,000 and something like that. You can specify whatever that you wanted. Now you can see that amber color, but the red color is not there. That means we don't have any value less than that one also, right? Anything, okay, greater than or equal to 0. 0 or above. And then, yeah, here I just increase it to 6,000. Yeah, this is less than, right? So this is like this is and the green color is not visible. Okay, so the problem is here. What is the problem here? Here anything is 10,000 or less. Okay, anything greater than 10,000, it should display here. Okay, here I have something on how much, how many zeros I put here? 3 and 5,27,000. Okay, let me do one thing here. I just say. That's what. If you don't specify the proper range, it will not show the correct thing here. Red and amber is correct. This is slightly need to change the color. This is not the correct thing. And why are we not getting? Look here, 8,57,000. Yeah, this is a very big value, right? Less than or equal to 50,000. But nothing is falling in this range. Greater than or equal to. Great, because already we mentioned less than or equal to. Okay, and 6,000 to 50,000, put it in this one. Okay, this one, 50 less than 50,000, correct. It is, but yeah, less than 60,000. there is a problem here, right? So it shows. Okay, I need to apply this one. See, there is a mistake here. Red, everything falls under red because it is falling less than that one. And here you need to keep play around with it. Okay, so here what I do is 60,000 and above. 60,000 and above. Okay, let me just see what is the problem here. Do we have only this much of data? Yes. The system is hanging. Okay, let me just see. Okay, what we will do is we'll just go to the view and probably if we go and check it here and go to the this one, the transform data power query. You just check the range here, minimum, maximum, and all, so that you will get to know that. So that's what the profiling is very much important. You just go here and just view the column, and if you select the sales column here, right? So let me just go here and select the sales column and view column distribution. Yeah, here we can see that the maximum minimum is 0 and maximum is sales. Oh, we have 17,499. Is that the maximum? Oh, maximum value. Okay, but when you sum it, it will give you more value, right? Standard deviation, minimum, maximum, and 0. These all things are given here. Okay, here there is a problem here. We need to fix it. The minimum is 17,000, right? So here I just go and say something like, but it will go by this value only because here, yeah, apply to values only, values and totals only. Okay, values. Here also you can specify this one. Sum of sales, summarization is fine. And look here, by default, sum of sales only took it. Okay, here we have 5,57,000 and all is there, right? So what I do is I just say, because even this range, nothing is falling, it seems. Okay, what I will do is I'll just say anything greater than 5 lakh. And let's say, now it's coming correctly because I was not using the proper range, right? You can just look here, 8 lakh was the maximum one I used it, but here 11 lakh is there, right? You need to give the proper range. You just play around with it. This is very important. This is called formatting, background formatting. This is called conditional formatting. Okay, the conditional formatting should be dynamic. In the interview, they'll ask you how did you set the formatting color dynamically instead of manually going here and selecting here. We have some dynamic formatting option is there that we will see it as part of DAX. When I cover DAX, you will be learning that time. Similarly, you can do it for quantity also. Supposing you have profit, right? Profit is also the most frequently used one for the performance, right? Sales related or performance related. We can use for the profit also here and find out the profit percentage. you can have a separate column for that. And then you need to say enable this one. See, similarly, if you go here and here the column, specific column, if you scroll down here, no, yeah, sorry, cell elements, go to cell elements, and you have even for data bars also you can specify the rules here. Okay, and like how I mentioned it here, even for the data bars you can specify the any sales values, in the sales values between so and so, right? You can use this color, different colors you can use, but here it shows everything in a single color. Okay, you can just play around with this. And other one is the icons. You can use enable icon. Look here, the icon is up, right? So the sale is up, and this is green. It shows green, and it is showing something like a red here. It automatically determines the range. And if you wanted to change this one, again, you need to go and specify rules here. Go and specify the rules here. Okay, here some left of data. You can specify the range. Here it has taken everything in terms of percentage. You can specify it in terms of the values. Instead of percent, you can use the number or something like that. Okay. So this is pretty much about the sales. Okay. And here you can, so here there is no title here. I just go here, and title is very much important. And here title, you need to enable it on. And here I just give the sales by category, by segment. And for this, I just go and say the background color as black, and the text color as white, and the font size I just increase it. And here I just specify the din here, font style. And yeah, if you specify din, obviously, right, I need to increase this one because this specific font, the size should be bigger. Or if you wanted to have it in the middle, you just go here, and here the cell elements, column headers, and where is the title here? This is where title is there. You just go here, and you just click on the horizontal element center, so that if you select this one, the title will get displayed in the center here. Then probably maximize a little bit, but it is not that big. Okay, fine. Okay. So next, in the next session, we'll discuss about the matrix visual. It has a lot of features in it compared to table visual. The matrix visual, you can do a lot of formattings, and also you can plot multi-dimensional columns in it. Okay, and you can do drill down, drill up, everything. It's a it has a lot of features in it compared to table. Okay. And okay, with this, I'm going to wrap up. Before I wrap up, today we just a quick summary. We discussed about the a line chart and area chart, and also we discussed about the difference between line chart and area chart. We have also discussed about the bar chart and a column chart, and we discussed about the scatter plot, scatter and bubble charts, and also we discussed what else? We discussed about table visual, right? Okay, now you understood in what kind of situation which visual should be used. And table is obviously it's kind of a boring thing, but still there are situations. Yes, if you want to see the detailed information, you need to have the table. And also table is very much helpful to do some kind of testing or debugging. Apart from this, it is good, right? If you see some detailed information, this is very much helpful. And matrix is much more powerful than this one because it supports a lot of features, which we will explore it next weekend. Okay. Any questions so far? Fine. Since you don't have any questions, we'll wrap up the session now. You can, what you do is you can watch my video. And those of you were not able to join the weekday night batch, especially last Sunday regarding the data model, you let me know about your convenient time during the weekday. In the meanwhile, you just watch my video. Okay, I will just share that link. You can watch it. In case of any questions, you come back to me. Okay, but definitely you need my help. You just let me know. Probably I will help you out. Okay. All right, guys. I will share this file also to you all so that you can practice it, but don't postpone it. When it comes to software,